I don't really want to invest loads of money in it.
Right
Like,
outside her place.
I just want to do a
I
bit of...
still remember the first time we came here. We even brought offerings and everything. And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all.
True, Paimon. True, Paimon. Ex-Godly Power, hi. I'm not that sort of streamer. I know that Genshin Impact streamers do well doing that sort of stuff, but I'm not really that sort of streamer. So no. There's not much point in me checking it out anyway. I'm sure it's good. The bike, yeah, I just like, sometimes I think it would be good for me to be doing some exercise, and I don't want to have to go running around the block and stuff. Like, I was thinking about it, you know, it makes sense, doesn't it? Just stick it in this room. I can switch view, you can see me on the bike, and we can carry on chatting. I feel bad about Godly Power, like, I should really look at their account and stuff, like, and be a Genshin streamer, but I'm a streamer who plays Genshin. So I'm not that, you know, just not that streamer. I could fence, yeah, I haven't got the room in here to do much. Now, that's the thing, I don't want to go and join the fencing club and have to go there once a week at a certain time, and like, maybe if I was getting my sleeping pattern right, maybe. But I prefer to be doing things on my own schedule, really, don't I? So jumping on the thing and doing some exercise would be nice. Oh, I sit here quite a lot, don't I? I could just sit on it now and just be doing that. I bet I say that, I bet I do it for 10 minutes and I fucking hate it. I used to like the rowing machines. We used to have them at school, and we used to do the rowing machine, we used to compete with each other. And the real reason that we liked it is it had a little computer on it, and you could time yourself from 1,000 rowing, no, 1,000 metres go. But yeah, maybe I'd like that as well. But then a big rowing machine is going to be a faff, isn't it? That's upper body as well, though, isn't it? That's, you know, I need to do something about my shoulders more. Press-ups, I suppose, isn't it? Because just being on the bike is all your legs.
We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that.
This is going to be like full Genshin Friends big story thing, isn't it?
Huh? Traveler? Did something catch your eye?
Well, it's... I don't think we've ever seen her before.
Whoa.
Here she is.
What a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
She is Cloud Retainer Paimon. She is Cloud Retainer.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country.
No, Paimon, this is her.
Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello?
I'll leave the introductions to you.
Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
Oh, wait, shit, we had a new chatter. Hang on, wait. 667, yes, we've managed to hit 667 followers. We've done it. So, I am now officially not the devil. Big target cleared for today. Got one extra follower.
Hello.
I'm not. I told you I'm not doing it in lycra. I'm not wearing funny clothes. I wear the clothes I normally wear, but I ride the bike. There's going to be no lycra.
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has the shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're...
Cloud Retainer.
Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look... human! How did that happen?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So,
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
you? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning. Or...
Cloud Retainer has her reasons. She doesn't want to discuss them.
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Good one. Well done, Paimon. You've offended Cloud Retainer now. She's the main one. Where's my fucking... I've got some more of these capsules that go in my thing. Great. I thought I put them all in there. Am I an idiot? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Take our photo. Look so cool, look so sex like Kim Kardashian. Look so cool, look so sex like Chan Human. Chomian. Look so cool, look so sex like Chomian. Men's lycra. I'm not wearing fucking... Look, stop it. There's never going to be a promise that I'm going to wear the men's lycra suits. That's never going to be happening. That's definitely not happening. That's I don't know why I even brought up an exercise bike. I'm not getting one anymore. I'll get a chuffing... what do the rowers wear? Do they... Is there anyone... I'll get a exercise BMX with the cool baggy trousers. Yeah. I'm not wearing any lycra. Do 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 dee do dee do. I've got nice legs. Not wearing any lycra. That'd be bad. It's like my idea to eat a load of cat food. Like, whilst it might grow the stream, I'll be known as the one that ate the cat food. I don't know if it's... Mind you, no one remembers Mr. Beast for being the one that counted to 100,000 or whatever, are they? Do they? I do. I know. And Mr. Beast knows. So...
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Cloud Retainer tries but fails to look indifferent as Paimon takes out her snacks.
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts? Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again.
I'll be pleased to see Shenhe and Ganyu again.
However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
No reason in particular.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing.
And also,
we were hoping you'd tell us
game.
one of your stories.
Isn't it? You're
Who
in the
knew
game.
we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
New in the game.
If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor.
Let's do that then.
That's great. Then let's...
Let's all go story mode to Liyue Harbor. I have actually got, had my absolute fill of story mode now. Yeah.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talent.
What's this mechanism? Something new on the table. Where's her dinner?
Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, She wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Huh. They think one was so easily mollified. One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes, and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
Sounding right, go. I need to cook some attack food because I'm down on the old attack food. So I just need to quickly knock up some filter attack. Mushrooms, cook. They're vegan. I mean, they tend to use butter, but, you know, the almond tofu as well. That's got milk in it, but we're saying it's soy milk. Yeah. Why can I only do 2? Oh, I've got no sugar. Where's the sugar? What am I doing? I'm supposed to be going to talk. I don't know if I've had my fill of talking to people now. I've just done like 2 halves of a bit of a story quest, and the story quest is just nauseating for me, just talking and walking with the people. I like talking to you in the chat. I don't like talking to these chuffers, Genshin characters. Like, to some people, that's part of the charm. It's like, you know, becoming friends with the characters, finding out about their backstory. It gives you like this extra view into the, like, you know, you're kind of like chilling with them, aren't you? Playing with your dolls or whatever. But like, some people really like that, and I get it. I kind of, there's parts of it. Some characters I really enjoy, and, you know, having, like, the Amber one was good. But me as a player, I like to do things rather than just watch things. So we're doing Genshin Madness today, aren't we? We're doing a big marathon Genshin day. So I might just push. What are we at? 8 hours, 40 minutes. I think I have to split it in half at 12 hours. I don't know. We'll find out what happens when you go over 12 hours, eh? We'll just find out. And I haven't done anything that needs cutting and putting on YouTube, other than finishing off this quest over here. But it doesn't really matter if it doesn't end up on YouTube, does it? And if it, you know, if the stream deletes or something after 12 hours, then I'll be sad if there's things that I wanted to cut and put on YouTube, but it doesn't matter, so I won't do them. Let's go down to Leeway. There's to be no like recycling. I'm not even entertaining the idea. I'm not going to end up having streams of me in various lycra clothes. You never live it down. You never live it down.
We're almost at Weihai Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this? Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
So she's
Fair
not...
enough, makes sense. Alright then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
It's a bit weird though. There she
Cloud
is up there.
Retainer?
It's Ganyu.
Oh, busted.
Busted.
Is that
Oh, I should have got that as a clip.
someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, Perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Do what you like.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary arrangements right away.
Coco Goat.
Thank you, Huixin.
Ganyu is the Coco Goat.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings.
It's got a
What
horn.
brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this cloud.
She's blagging
retainer
she's not
of
who
whom
she
you
is.
speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
It's Cloud. Look, it's you, Cloud Retainer. We all know it. Bit weird for Ganyu.
Seems she's not buying it.
Ganyu saw right through it. Yeah, of course. It's a fucking
that
mom.
was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
Ganyu looks totally bewildered. She's thinking, why wouldn't I recognise you? I used to see you every day. How bad do you think my memory is?
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
An apt observation.
Yeah, you're a nutter.
One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important. Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got something super important to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
Oh.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body. It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now.
It's your business.
Respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Yuehai Pavilion.
You're
Also-
a pavilion.
Forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown,
What's your name?
Cloud
Xingyang.
Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
We already know your name.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but that famous?
Don't worry.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements.
Don't make her
One
eggy.
would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored.
No.
From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Shenyun.
Shenyun. Shenyun. Like that as well. Shenyun.
Canyon?
Shenyun. You didn't say it right, Paimon. Shenyun.
I assume
you're
that's
angry.
a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion.
Like Eggy. Heron Eggy.
An Adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
That's what we just read in the fucking... We just been up there.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
I get it. Ganyu, I'm not stupid.
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
Yes.
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
No.
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts.
I do know she's an Adepti, I realise.
It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue.
Liyue?
Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti.
Good for them.
Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time.
Good. Good.
On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread
Bad.
through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts,
Bad
much of
noxious
Liyue
gas.
would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today.
Bad noxious gas.
The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
Good.
That's incredible!
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely what one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she
Shenhe.
procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace?
I call her.
And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration?
I call her Shenhe. She's calling her Shenhe. I've called her the wrong name for all this time. No wonder she's not joining my team.
Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
That is a lot of questions.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Shangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
No way. Shenhe's in charge of the restaurant. What?
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Shangling is kind and astute, while her
Xiangling.
father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Well, I didn't follow any of this.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
But Pretty Coco Goat, favourite Pretty Coco Goat. Never managed to get her on my team. Next time the banner comes round, I'll have no primos again. But, big character Ganyu. Like, because I started the game late, I missed some of the big characters as they come round and save up the primos for the new good ones, but she's on the list.
See you around, Ganyu!
And we're going to go and see Shenhe, who's also on the list for being damn cool.
Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think?
And like this is
As
the...
soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, fuck it. I was in the middle of saying something and I stopped. Oh, Shen was at the restaurant. Here we go. She's also very cool. She's cool.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady. Eh?
Oh, they like a bit of Shen here. Shen He.
I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes.
She's not going to go out with you.
How about you ask her?
Shut up, Wen Liu. She's not going to go out with you. And you with your half gloves. She's not going out with that.
You do it.
You do it. She's not going out with you then.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
She's my girlfriend.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss.
No.
I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
She cold. That's why I don't understand why she's running the restaurant.
Servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Everyone's scared of her. I don't know why she's running the restaurant. She's not very personable. She's very cold. I mean, she's an icy character, but she's in her personality and everything. She's a badass. These are quite powerful people from this region, so...
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
No.
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
It's been a while, Shanna. See what I mean? Social skills are not her forte.
Oh, and this is?
Cloud Retainer? Or Xiangling?
This is Miss Xinyun.
Xinyun.
Master?
Certainly is.
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You...
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
What are you doing working at the restaurant?
If it isn't the traveler in Paimon. Are you here for Shenhe?
Yes.
The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for now.
Thanks, Chef.
Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Woohoo. I get to sit and chat. See what I mean? It's like, you know, being friends with them. It's a little. I don't do this story mode, but we're doing it because it's part of the Lantern Rite lead up. So here we are then.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
See what I mean about how cool she is? First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they're in favour of a civil conversation. And she just says it with, like, no expression. Like, she's just, like, deadpan.
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Just sounds quite reasonable enough, Paimon.
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Huh, just as expected of Master.
What she means to say is she actually misses the two of you a lot.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Whoa. Her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Like, it is well played out, isn't it? It's well acted and it's reasonably well scripted. So I do poo-poo the story mode a lot, but they do put the effort into making it worth doing. Like the main quest has a lot of story in it, and that's enough for me, really. But these side quests, getting to know these other characters and their personalities, like, there is something in it. Like, I do think that Shenhe is cool, and this interaction is kind of funny.
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time
We're going
only
for a
to
jog
exchange a few simple pleasantries.
before it gets dark. It's
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name.
daytime.
Amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
Take a torch.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Oh,
It's daytime.
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
no, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest.
True.
In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Huh. What kind of device was it?
Good story. She's into the Paimon's
It was
into
a
this.
mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
No. No. Big ups, maybe a young savage. Smash. Shenhe, agree. Today, right, I've had soup. Yeah. I discussed the soup before I had it. Then I had the soup. And we were playing Genshin Impact story mode, and because we couldn't do this story mode because we still had Baizu's story mode going on or something else, we ended up doing a different story mode where we went to talk to old Uncle so-and-so, and he had his soup. And Paimon was into the soup, and they had fish soup. I don't have fish soup because I'm vegan, but I've had soup. And I was like, wow, this is incredible on Genshin Impact. I've had some soup, and now we're talking about soup. Right? And then now... Right, we've had the soup. I've got the coffee in this cup and the soup was in the other cup. 2 cups that look the same though. But now I've just spent 20 minutes talking about an exercise bike. You've been here, load of you. I was talking about having an exercise bike, not an electro-powered bicycle, not an e-bike to go riding around on outside, but in the house, and like rigging it up to the stream. And now they're on about electric bicycle. It's like they're listening to me. It's weird.
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile.
The bicyclical?
One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
That sounds good.
Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up.
I bet. Or maybe he just wanted to be behind you. I'd quite happily be behind you in the race. Way, looking up your bum hole.
Alas,
Sorry.
the one flaw of my
I've been up all
weakness
night.
lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
So they had a big race.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Oh, bless the way she just says it.
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights.
I was just saying, if you're in a race and you're at the front, then you have to be at the front, and all you get to think about is the finish line. But if you're second, you can look at the back of the person in front of you, and she might have quite an attractive back end. That's what I meant. So the idea that this one was behind her in the race the whole time, you know, maybe it's a compliment. I don't know. It's probably just misogyny. I probably just did misogyny on stream then.
'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
I'm not stupid, I'd run behind her. Paimon did a face. Paimon's with the faces today as well. Paimon's doing loads of faces.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
I'd say I don't know either. I just know it's at one of the faces.
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth, and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again.
What Paimon means is Cloud Retainer gets eggy and like a bit stuffy, and Paimon don't like it.
I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
Do you remember when Laura, what was her name? Laura Radcliffe? Was it Laura Radcliffe? Do you remember when she did a poo in the marathon?
To me, they are both Master. One is the Master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the Master that I respect and adore.
One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations.
I don't know. We've been through that. She'd already planned to come and visit you.
This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit. Yet one places little weight in such judgments.
I don't remember. I remember she went off to the side and did a poo. I don't remember. I didn't focus heavily on whether she'd already done the poo and it came out, or whether she squatted and did the poo. Like, I don't think the press got close-ups. I just know that she was running in the marathon and then she went off to the side. And I think later on in the same year, didn't she do a wee as well? Didn't she also go for a wee? And then it was like, you know, maybe her marathon days are behind her a bit because she's pooping in the back. Like, it's not a common theme that all of the marathon people were not doing it. Like, you know, it's not everyone's up the side of the thing pooping, and it was only her. And she tried to blag it like it was normal. She was like, oh, marathon runners often get caught short, and you know, it's an important event and everything. And like, it's not normal. No one's doing a poo in the marathon except her. And she did it. It was like a thing.
She got, like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego was about to burst.
Like, she didn't wait for a toilet or nothing. Like, and she knows she's only going to be running for another hour. Like, she could hold it in.
Do you have any empty tables?
I don't know how long the marathon takes, but, like, they do it in 2 or 3 hours, don't they, these professionals? So it's like, you know, you can't hold it in to the end. Obviously not. Not when you need that extra speed burst.
Could we get another fish stew?
Shenhe works there. You ask Shenhe for another fish stew. Get your own fish stew, you nutter. Shenhe's off to do it. I can't believe it.
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Really? You work in a restaurant now. You're a waitress.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
Working as a waitress?
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
Oh, I missed that. I wanted to clip that with her eyes. Her eyes turned into Primos, because when she sees food, she fucking loves it. And her eyes did the Primo thing. That was a clippable Paimon there, but I missed it.
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more
Oh
than
my God.
satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
All we asked is, did you enjoy your dinner? Like, I even wrote on the questionnaire that quite recently, that, you know, all the questionnaires, I say, can you just do not as much talking? I really enjoy the game, but the characters do an awful lot of talking. Like, quite a lot of talking is happening. And to be fair, the new zone, Shenry Vale, has not been too verbose. Even the puzzles, some of them didn't have explanations. Well, I didn't read the explanations. But you were able to get what's going on. This, though, this is what I mean. You just asked her if she liked her dinner. You don't have to fucking... What's this?
Everything's so tasty. A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
What's going on now? We're being guilt-tripped out of our table.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Yes, they can come and sit with us.
Okay, I'll ask around.
World join request there. I don't know who that is, so they're not coming in. No, I'm in the middle of this.
Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
It's just such a weird story arc.
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai.
Shuyu.
Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young. Yeah, a lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
She recognizes... Look, something's going on here. In the past, we met a little girl in Liyue who lived in a little village out in the mountains, and she turned out to be like an ancient demon. She was like, she got well tetchy as well. So, you know, who knows what's going on here.
Granny, why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh. Have we met before?
I think so.
No.
Yes.
'Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu.
I saw a video. I saw a video of somebody who sat on a casino game and took their pants down and done a piss on the floor and then carried on playing the casino game. But I thought that was just like a one-off crackhead on the internet. I suppose once they're committed, they don't want to leave. But like, can't they just say like, reserve this seat for me? I'll be back in a minute. Like, can't they do that? They should be allowed to reserve it and go to the toilet.
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that?
Because otherwise you have to clean up the piss. Look, obviously no one really eats that Paimon, and this woman is also a bird or some shit.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help? Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing.
She's got dementia now.
Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning. They died young. It's just me and Granny now.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got. Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid. You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
I'm just interested in this hairpiece she's got. It reminds me of Lesser Lord Kusanali. Well, there's obviously some weird shit going on here, yeah? Like, they're not just going to throw this in out of nowhere and then she's just going to wander off and be nuts. Like, surely she's got some backstory.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it.
Wonder.
But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
What's going on? This is Genshin Impact all over, right? Sometime midway through the playthrough, I made this sort of statement, which was that in Genshin Impact, you can start off by saying, I'm on a quest to go and fetch, I don't know, a carrot for a man for his soup. And then on the way there, you meet somebody who just needs someone to help you with the scarecrows so they can grow the carrots. Then you end up trying to find the cloth that you can use to make a hat for a scarecrow. And along the way, you find that that cloth is kept by a dragon that's underneath the mountain, so you're just going to have to learn how to find a way into the mountain so that you can talk to the dragon, so you can get the cloth, so that you can make your hat for the scarecrow, so that you can scare the crows, so you can get the carrots, so you can go back and make the soup. And it's like, it gets a bit like that sometimes. Like, now we're here talking to this lady who's definitely not possessed.
Are you sure?
Whatever, Paimon.
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
Obviously she is an expert, Paimon.
Huh, you're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny?
It's
This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is
her.
going on here?
Well, she's got dementia.
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave this situation to me.
Are you sure?
What a weird
so,
story.
What are your names?
Paimon Traveller.
Paimon's Paimon.
And I'm the Traveller.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back?
What?
Oh, we don't need any payment for this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
Now hold on, Lorraine.
Ugh. Big ups.
Hello, Moto.
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Whoosh. Going around with this old lady now to help her out. That's what's happening now.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do.
9 hours into the stream.
The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no. I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster.
Right.
If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shincho knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Go on then.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
Everyone, please eat to your heart's content. Today is my treat.
Always wanted to try this food is unbelievable.
Living the life in Liyue. I mean, I love Liyue so much. And like I keep saying a lot when I come, Genshin Impact theme park when, please, because I would love to walk down here and visit this little restaurant and sit out and eat food. Like, this would be a great place to live. Liyue's brilliant. Okay. I'm off up the pavilion then.
Yeah! Skyward! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
This is the little book boy, my little wet boy. So I'm doing just...
It's you two. What brings you here?
I'm just...
Shincho! Great, we found you!
Shincho.
I wanted to ask you about something.
I never called him his name properly. Sinchu. I call him Wet Boy anyway. Sinchu. I just, because our sleeping pattern was out, so I just thought I'd just stream and just play Genshin Impact, just chill, no stress, and just try and make it through to reasonable bedtime tonight. Right. Probably have to walk the dog at about... At some point, we might have to break the stream in half anyway, because... actually, that time won't coincide, will it? 9.5 hours now, so 10, 11, 12, that's only 2 hours away. 10, 11, about midday, I might have to split the streams. Because midday in the UK in about 2 hours. I don't know if it lets you stream more than 12 hours. I don't know if it lets you do a 24-hour stream. So I might, if it forces me off, I'll just start another stream. But then at about 4 or 5 o'clock, I've got to walk the dog. But ultimately, I don't want to put any stress or pressure on myself. I just want to chill and try and get through to a reasonable bedtime. I'm really trying to, get that body clock in tune. So, having a fun day of Genshin Marathon today. There's a story mode, there's story quests that I have to do before I can do the main Lantern Rite quest, which we're planning to do on Saturday. What even day is it now? Now, this isn't the main feature of all my content, is it, Genshin? But I do like it, and I'm enjoying it. So it's Wednesday now, so we're going to get through these this story mode that we're doing now. If you don't do it before the Lantern Rite, some of the Lantern Rite doesn't make sense because the characters. So we're going to get this story mode done now in this big marathon. That's definitely happening, and I don't know what else is happening. But I'm on stream all day.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits in bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one,
often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Yeah, but it's not.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
I mean, if
It's
that's
nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak.
lovely.
Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her.
Thanks.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
The truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar?
And why the lanterns all going off in the background? Is Lantern right on already?
Right! There's a drought in this story too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. So sad that she can't recall any of it.
And so weird that
Anyway,
all.
we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your
Control.
help.
So weird that we're all of a sudden on this story of this lady, like, because we met her in the restaurant when we were out for tea.
It's
like,
no problem at all.
but it is what it is. The lanterns out then, look. Maybe the lanterns are just out, look. Obviously, it's really pretty when all the lanterns are out. Yeah, it's all dressed up for Lantern Rite, isn't it? Although I haven't done the story for Lantern Rite this year. It feels like the lanterns shouldn't be out until you like conclude the Lantern Rite story. It's like part of the big celebration, but look, they're out already. It's nice, isn't it? It's this time of year, so they just put them out now. That's a Fatui, look. Guard from the Northern Bank. All the lanterns. These things that you see that I'm stood by here, these let off fireworks, I think. The lanterns go out. Lantern Right's my favourite bit. You can see them from up here as well. It's cool, isn't it? Like, Liyue's my favourite place, and Lantern Right's my favourite bit. Just going to talk to Madam Ping. She's the one that gave me my teapot.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor? Not unlike the one that you yourself lead.
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
We will explain the theory.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Have some tea. Out the old teapot.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Sure thing. What would you like to know?
I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
This could go any weird direction. You just don't know. This, like, got no idea what's about to happen now. You know, we're off to visit Granny's old ninja haunts in a minute,
What's
aren't
wrong,
we?
Shiryu?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant. But are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Oh, she knows.
Oh. How about that?
Why'd you say that?
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an Adeptus.
Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Shiryu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an Adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh?
I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky.
Convenient.
She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown.
Yeah, but true.
Have you
but
ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
it's her, innit?
Never has one met an Adeptus with such features.
Or is it the Granny?
One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
No, is this little girl's Granny a pure white Adeptus crane?
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in
'Cause she
my
wanted to
head,
eat worms.
It doesn't matter that much anyway.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first.
Let's do that. You go and get your Granny, and we'll take her to Wangshu Inn. And I'll find that to be normal and fine, and I won't complain. I can't. Usually, if I was doing these story modes on a Genshin Impact stream, like we used to do them every weekend, we still kind of do, don't we? Genshin Impact streams at the weekend, and like you've got all these different quests, and so I save all the quests for the streams, yeah. And like there is some really good quests. I've got a load to tick off. I'm going to be doing some today, but the story quests, I don't want to do them. I used to do a few of them, and I was like, I'm sitting here wanting to do something, and all they're doing is talking. It annoys me. So I've got loads of the story quests like I just haven't done. And if you look at them, these are all the story quests that I haven't done. You can see the ones that are locked that I haven't unlocked, because I don't want to unlock them because I don't want to do them. But I've got to do all of these story quests. So we're doing some of them today. At the moment, we're doing this one. That's what we're actually doing now. Usually, what I would do is I would have put on, because I've done quite a few of them. The ones you can't see are the ones I've done, and I'd play them and I'd get halfway through and I'd start complaining. Oh, I'm bored. I want to do something. So, like, but this time I'm not complaining. I'm just doing it, and that's fine. Pick up Godly Power. Could I suggest a good damage team using this? Well, don't use Kaya because he's a mean, smelly, bad. He's mean to Amber at the start. He's very mean, so I don't use him at all. Amber's great. Lynette. Collie. Like obviously Raiden, Shogun there and Bennett, they go like you're gonna get your Bennett on the go and then you're gonna get your Raiden Shogun out and there's your damage, I think. And Kaya's probably not in the mix there, but you could either I would either pair Raiden, Shogun and Bennett with Melt and Freeze, like, or you could I'd probably put Collie in there, and a water. I can't see a good water character there, but I'm thinking Barbara's your healer on that. So I'd go with Raiden, Shogun, Bennett, Collie and Barbara. It's just a guess. I think you could set it up with Bennett as the support, you know, get Bennett's thing going on. With Barbara, you have that spinning thing around you, which gets things wet as well. And Collie and Amber, you know, you throw that thing out, so that's doing a radiant effect. So you've got a radiant effect, you've got 3 radiant effects, and then you pop Raiden Shogun. And while those other radiant effects are going on, Raiden Shogun just comes out and just like, ah! That's the way you want to go. I haven't got Raiden Shogun, she's cool. Gary Glitter's been refused prison release. Good, because he's a nonce. Massive bent nonce. Like, shouldn't be allowed out of prison, should he? Which prison is in? He's in Thailand prison or English prison. Should we go and visit him?
Wang Shu Inn. Wang Shu Inn.
Oh, I like Razor as well. Razor could go in the same position as Raiden Shogun, though. Like I said, I think it's about, from what I've learned in the years I've been playing, is that it's about layering up those big specials. If you want to do big damage all at once, it's about layering up the specials. So Bennett's is a good support thing, isn't it? And then on top of that, you could have Collie and Amber spitting out those things. And the way the Barbara works is that the wetness of Barbara plus the greenness would work, and then you could explode extra power out of that with Raiden Shogun or Razor, or like once you've got a bit of the blue. I find at the moment some of the older tasks in the game, like in the newer areas, they're more suited to the Bloom teams. They know the strength of the Dendro. But in the earlier game, Dendro didn't exist, so you can really do a lot of damage by getting your Dendro out on the go, getting your Bloom on the go, and then converting it into that, either with the fire or the electric, converting it into that. Pow, 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 pow. I'm free to play. I'm free to play.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
I'm guessing you're free to play. Because that's a good deal of like cool people that, well, I don't. It depends how long you've been playing, but I think you can get a lot out of the game free to play. So, like,
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock.
my guess is you're free to play. I would assume you don't. Like, it depends how long you've been playing and what you want to pay for. So I guess you're free to play though. I don't think you're going to pay to win. So in the end, what did I decide? I decided, well, if I was picking out of them, I'd put, and the order I'd put them in is I'd put Bennett in first. He'd do his special move, and then from that I'd pop Barbara getting wet, and then I'd pop Collie doing her Collie and Amber, and then I'd switch to Raiden Shogun and absolutely start demolishing everything while the Collie and Amber's popping around. And the Bennett thing's got the fire circle. I'd be fine. I think that's the order of play there. And Barbara's your healer, and Shogun's your damage dealer, and Bennett and Collie are there for support. That's the way I'd go with that. I think Collie could be swapped in and out, I guess, depending on what what you're up to and where you're going with it. Well, you could add another fire character to give you that extra punch with the fire, because when you do 2 fire characters in the squad, you get more attack multiplier, I think. So you could probably put her swap. Collie's the player that you can swap in and out for different characters to see how they work differently. And Bennett would be consistent support, and Barbara would be healer. But the reason she's in there as healer as well is to make sure that you can wet people up, because once you've got them wet, then you can go in with Bennett and Shogun and start doing some extra damage. Connie's super bad. She's not awful. It's like, what it's about is some of the characters, like, you want to just pop them out, do the special move, and then pop them away again. And like once you've greened people up with her, then other people will work. But I assume you've got Traveller. Like Green Traveller's good, because you put that lamp out, and then you switch to Barbara, and it will make the lamp go on for ages. And then that's going on for ages. So while that's going on, that greens everything up every now and then. And you switch into Raiden and start. Like Raiden's definitely going to be like, that's, out of all the characters you've got there, Raiden Shogun's the standout DPS standout. I think that's once you've put all the special moves down, you want to switch to Raiden and start going hardcore smash, smash, smash. I think, or Razor. Similar sort of role. Depends how you like to play though, but I think that's the way I'd go with that.
I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window.
I'll put that squad together now.
Which room was it again?
If she,
Let me look.
I can't get out of this. I'm in the middle of this, but I'll put that squad together now, basically. But I don't have Raiden Shogun, but I'll put Razor in, and I'll go and kill some things and show you what I mean.
I'll come with. Hyman's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh?
Zhao, of course.
You all of a sudden, you scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
Of course he was going to turn up. What do you think
I
we're doing here?
sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look.
This is Wang Shuin. I've got Zhao's hair. Hang on. I've got Zhao's hair, look. Are we on green screen? I'm not on green screen, am I? Where's my camera? On green screen. Turn off the green screen. I've got Zhao's hair. That's his hair, look. That's him. Oh, so I've still got my hat and my headphones on, but I've got his hair. Sign.
If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot.
It's exactly the same.
I suppose there's no cause for concern.
I look exactly the same.
It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war?
She was eggy.
Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
Paimon. Screen grabbing that. Paimon don't give a shit.
An impressive imitation.
She stood next to you.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Paimon just rips her. She don't care.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics.
Sigils, you say? What, like Granny's got in her attic?
The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
Good.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
I don't really...
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a
Why are we
shape?
doing this now? We were here to find out about Granny and whether she remembers going to Wang Shu Inn. Now we're doing this.
When dwelling between mountain and
Deep
forest,
history.
away from the struggles and troubles of the
Like
mortal
whether she likes to be a
world,
bird.
a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
All right.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form.
She liked being a bird.
Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Granny's fell down there.
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now.
Go on, you cool dude.
Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
You two make a good couple. Look, your colours go well together. Oh, you've gone.
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
That's convenient.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
a long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember.
Next place on the trip, then?
I'm very sorry, but I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window.
Croo,
It
croo.
was a solemn sight.
Oh, solemn, sorry.
I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why.
Sad.
One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills.
Tea pills. So this is you when you're little. That's you. That's what you look like. With your little shorts and your little clothes. This is the merchant. It's not the other way around. Because the merchant's got the big hat, like one, like not traveller, wanderer, but he's got a little moustache. One little moustache, little sinister merchant.
He told me that
What?
the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
So the dementia you're suffering from now is actually a return to the illness?
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago?
Yeah, that's exactly what she just said, Paimon.
And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed
Paimon.
to keep the symptoms?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, you're not useless.
No, we're going to the
Oh,
next place
fret
now.
not,
Come on.
dear.
The recovery of a person's memories.
Next after all, if
Next
she was
location.
there for any length of
Off on this wild heron chase. See what I did there? It's like wild goose chase, except I said heron. Got to go to Jiyoung Cast now. Look for clues, look. Around here. All these different places. Messing about in Jiyoung Cast. And I have scoured Jiyoung Cast, every square inch of it, for treasure. All sorts. So there's not a point on this map here that I haven't trodden on. So it's nice to go back. It's not, I'm fed up of it. I don't want to have to go running around on a wild goose chase in Jiyoung Cast. I love Jiyoung Cast. I love Leeway. So it is nice to go back in a way, but seems like we're messing about here now. There's that little weasel, the money weasel. Hello.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here?
Because they want to get their silly heads kicked in.
Round up some bad guys. No escape.
Actually, I should switch to that squad we were talking about, shouldn't I? I mean, I've just got these nutters on. She can't even fight. Yao Yao beans is brilliant. Never underestimate Yao Yao beans. The hunted.
Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I don't think I stayed here too long.
Got it. That's okay.
Okay, we're going to check some more places.
Wait a second. If
What?
I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me.
Good one.
Go on. Take...
I'm just going to quickly switch out to... What did we say? I said I would put... Barbara. Where's Barbara? I haven't leveled my Barbara very high, but I'd put Barbara.
We can do this.
I'd put Green Super Chuffer. I'd put Bennett, and my Bennett is not leveled either, but doesn't matter. Where's my Bennett?
You want me on your team?
And finally the DPS slot. Then
We're going to hunt.
I'd pop him in like that.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help us out.
So get your wet, get your green, get that out, get that out,
Teamwork is dreamwork.
and then get this out. Start doing some damage with my... Sorry, I got smacked in the face instead. Start doing some damage with my DPS character now. While all that's going off. That's the plan. So get them wet, make them green. Hopefully, I'll do my big special. Maybe I should do it in a different order. Actually, I should do the green special and then do the Barbara, because you want your green special to be wet effect rather than if you set it on fire, it will blow up. And then you do your Bennett for your what you call it, your support slot, don't you? And this guy, or for you, it would be the Raiden Shogun would pop off and do a load of killing. What's happening now? All those slimes are getting eggy.
Let's light it up. Off we go.
No way.
Now that's what I call treasure.
Like, there's never a treasure chest just there, surely. I just said that I'd found all the treasure here, and there's... No, there's no... Hang on. There's no way I just... Like, that was a chest I'd not found in the past. No way. Pick up Smog, you're sort of nodding off. I'm going to push myself today. I've got that warm fan under there, but I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to stream all day, big marathon, just nothing stressful. Might switch to doing some reacts in a bit.
Adventure time.
Still really enjoying playing Genshin Impact. Wanted to have a good go on it for a while. Just doing what I feel like. Happy with it.
Time.
So it'll be nice and chill all day. You can chill. There's the crew. I should switch back to the crew because we're doing the story.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
Do what you want, Paimon. Frankly.
Place. It's
going to jog a memory, look.
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Shuyu. This is where your father was born.
Nice.
It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some
she is this
being in
ninja.
the fog behind us in hot pursuit.
She is
I
this...
had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night.
Look at her.
I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over.
Pretty.
I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
What do you mean, sin?
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much.
Aww.
But you're always going to be different from me. Why? Just what did I do?
Yeah, what's going
I
on?
don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
Scared of it.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right, let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
Let's go.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a...
Let's get my cloud retainer.
One is fast on one's feet. Try to keep pace.
Who else am I running around with?
Don't fear.
Yeah,
Yaya's
see
here.
Time to get down to business.
I don't know why she's coming.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind.
Bizarre. Having a good old chat.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
Alright, now I want to jump off with my special jump. Oh, and there's a chest around here somewhere. No way. Need to remember that. Do-dee-doo. Actually, I could go for that. No, I'll go for this carry-on story now.
Yeah, skyward!
Do-do-do. Do-dee-doo-doo-dee. Do-dee-doo-doo-dee. Do-do-do-dee.
We're finally here.
Do-dee-doo.
Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny, one day?
Yes, we are still streaming from last night.
See.
Yes, we are now on... I should put it on the screen, shouldn't I? A timer. 10 hours now. We're going to rock the next 2 hours, and then if the stream doesn't let me go longer than 12 hours, I'm going to start another stream straight after and carry on. I've had soup and bread and a coffee. And my big plan for today is just get through. Yeah, just get through. Play on the internet. Maybe walk the doggy later. Just round the block, just chilling. Go to bed at a reasonable time. Try not to, like, if I crash too early, I'm going to wake up at 2 in the morning again. It's just got to get through it, innit? And then tomorrow I'll wake up at a decent normal time and I'll try and sleep that tomorrow night. And everything will be fine. And then we'll be like, I need to just do, at the moment I have maybe like I don't know where the balance is at the moment, whether it's more days that are right than wrong, but I'm going to have more days that are right than wrong. Yeah. And once I've got my sleeping pattern in sync this week, by the end of this week for next week, like by Friday I'm going to have it down. You watch. On Friday I'm going to have a really good day, and then at the weekend we're going to have a really good weekend, and then next week we're going to start like contacting people like Brian Harvey and Ali Arquette and getting them on the stream, and I'll be able to know when I'm going to be awake and asleep. That's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. That's the agenda, Brenda. No, I'm not just...
How strange. Have I lived here before?
I told you she might be an Adepti.
When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the
bit
past,
tired, but I'm alright.
it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then?
And we could do some reacting in a bit. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of.
I do want to sort of do a
I was
marathon.
hoping this place would jog Granny Uendai's memory just like the others.
I do want to do a marathon session on Genshin Impact and get through some of this stuff, so...
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
All your days are wrong.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember.
Thank you. If only you could remember. Well, that's the plot, isn't it, of what we're doing? That's the whole thing.
That way. What's that mountain?
That's where the Adeptus live, innit?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Exactly, Paimon.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
She's gonna remove the Adeptus. She's the White Heron.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Mount Outsong, What am I really?
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
No, she's got that hairpin.
It does, but I can't go back.
Did she go
Are
and...
you feeling unwell?
Did she go and mess with the Adepti, maybe?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Cloud, Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor.
Fair enough. She's got an idea. She's got an plan.
You may leave the rest to me.
Yeah.
I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Cup of tea. We'll have a cup of tea when we get there. You watch. They've set this up for us, look. So I'll take it. Mount Outsong. Again. From earlier.
Come on, just tell Paimon already.
It's this thing.
What's this thing you've prepared?
Here, this is it.
Huh?
I haven't...
But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here?
Yeah, I might...
Oh, is it another invention of yours?
I might have been saying this since Christmas, but I'm actually going to pull this together now. It just is what it is. I'm just, I'm just doing it. I'll tell you what the weirdest thing about it is I think I'm more tired Well, I was sure I was tired because I ended up sleeping loads yesterday, or whatever day, or what, you know. Yeah, definitely yesterday now, isn't it? Yeah, but I can't be waking up at like 2 in the morning and being like, "Oop, there's me awake." Then like, I thought I was going to sleep longer. Like, it's just I'm either too not enough, or I never sleep not enough. Usually, if I'm like, I wake up and I want more sleep, I can just go and get more sleep. But I should have just said, oh, I'll just stay in bed for another 6 hours, then just go back to sleep for 6 hours. But I couldn't. I just like was awake. That's the weird bit. It's a different kind of change now. Instead of me staying up all night, now I'm waking up too early. Does that make sense? Like, that's different. So I'm really close to getting this right. All I've got to do is start waking up at the right time.
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state.
Sounds good. Sign me up. You know, there's a helmet you can get, right? This is going to sound like madness, but there's a helmet that it's a university project. Basically, they put a load of magnets on a helmet, strong electromagnets, and you wear the helmet and it affects your brain with strong electromagnetism. It's funny because we were having this kind of conversation about this earlier, and I was poo-pooing the idea that electromagnetism could affect us human beings and stuff, but maybe it can actually. But the strong electromagnetism makes you feel like there's someone else in the room behind you, or that you like. It's called the God helmet because people like report they feel like some sort of spiritual encounter happens. And then you turn it off, and then you take it off, and you're all right again at the end. And I was like, I want to try that, but my friend said, "You want to try it? It's messing with your brain." And I was like, maybe I don't then. But yeah, like this idea of a thing that puffs air in your face and you enter a semi-hypnotic state. That sounds really nice. I'd like to do that. It's like, you know, some people are scared of certain narcotics like cocaine's not the narcotic for me really, because it's like makes you aggressive and eggy, and like you stay up all night just like closed in on yourself, I guess. But the ones that are like the idea of mushrooms and stuff like that, you know, the semi-hypnotic state, the trippy bit, like, that's the fun bit, isn't it? So this machine sounds really fun.
Soothing agitation
Soothing,
and
look.
anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia.
Brilliant.
Its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Sign me up. And yeah, you're right, Snippy's the consistency. I find it really difficult because I'm not used to being that, am I? Like, I'm used to being awake at 4 in the morning and sleeping until like at least 12. But it's not a hard shift. It's just like getting it right now and being more consistent with it. And I want that because like I want to be able to do these things this year that most people would do at a normal time of the day. And occasionally we'll stay up late, you know, and some days, you know, I'll sleep in a bit, but I don't want to be staying up all night and then sleeping all day. Like, I can't interact with the world like that. Unless my guests and the people I talk to are exclusively in America all the time. You've been up all night now, or all day. I don't know what time it is. We should just scrap different time zones and we should just have the time for the world. And some people should just get used to the idea that it's night time when it's this time, or daytime when it's that time, or whatever.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now?
You're working night shift. Maybe I should just work nights, actually.
We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts,
6 a.m.
the
now.
device
Time
would
for
have
nanites.
nothing to draw upon.
Time for nanites.
We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, A gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Sounds lovely.
Oh, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying meal.
Tired.
And you and I. Is the mechanism helping you to relax?
Think so.
It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
Just leave her there.
The drought is
Hello.
over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago, we should have never.
So that is the truth. No wonder this
She
place
wasn't
is so
Adeptus.
familiar.
Granny!
Explain it. You're an Adeptus, really, aren't you?
Granny?
You always
Are you
were.
okay?
And you came to Earth and had,
Cloud Retainer.
but you should need to go back and be an Adeptus.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name?
Yeah, because you know.
Does that mean you already knew each other?
Yes.
Yes. I now remember everything.
That's what I said. Right at the start.
Everything.
Said when she wanted to eat worms.
I'm here.
That gave it away.
I'm here.
No, you're the daughter of an
Don't worry, my
granddaughter of an
dear
Adeptus. Look, the sun's coming up. It's nice.
Granny is fine.
It's all good.
I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
Go on then.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions.
It's like therapy.
Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
Go on then.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered,
Right, one of you do
I
it.
must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story, if you're willing to listen.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
What time is it in LA? Like, because I think Ellie Arquette might be in LA. Like, Brian Harvey's in England, so he gets up at a normal time in the daytime in England. Maybe I just need to be awake in the daytime for the rest of the like you say, Tokyo. I don't have many people in Tokyo that I know that I want to interview. Don't know any Japanese.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth.
Well, come on then, Adeptus.
Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake.
Oh, bad. You did a bad.
One for which I could never atone.
Come on then.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Dwayne Karst? What happened?
Let's have the story.
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane.
But you're just a bird.
I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong.
Just a bird.
Bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience.
A bird.
The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me.
Not an Adeptus, but
Though
a bird.
she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master.
What?
Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch.
It's 3 a.m. in LA. So what time would I have to, like... LA and UK probably don't coincide, do they, at a good time to do an interview? Like, it'd either be really early in the morning and really late for me, or really late, or, you know, the other way around, isn't it?
I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an Adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
So she was going to become an Adeptus, but she didn't become an Adeptus. She was a bird.
That's right.
I don't know, I'm confused.
Master regaled me
This is
with
making it
many
worse for me.
stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an Adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real Adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form
She was a
and
bird.
fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me.
Mimic? So you're a
She
bird?
warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor Adeptus.
It's better than a bird.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
But you didn't turn back into a crane, did you?
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng.
You fell in love with a bird.
When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well.
He's fallen in love with a
Although
bird.
clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering.
You wanted to have sex with a
I
bird.
could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so
You're a bird.
Oh no. What happened next?
What happened next? She's a bird.
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes.
Bird.
But I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and
Yeah.
asked someone to leave it outside her abode.
Actually, you should have held out to become an Adeptus.
I was convinced
It's
that
better
she would
than-
not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again.
That didn't work out very well. Being a bird was bad. Being an Adeptus would have been good, but this middle ground's not so good, I suppose, yeah. But you were a bird. I think we're all just glossing over the fact that you were a bird. So the nameless heroine hid herself away, but was also used to be a
That was only the
bird.
beginning of my troubles.
She's a bird.
I began to suffer from a strange illness.
Bird
My
flu.
memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake.
Bird flu.
I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead.
I don't feel so much
Along
sympathy.
with my memories as a crane, I soon
Great.
forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin.
Oh.
All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven.
I mean, I don't feel such emotional tie and pull to someone who used to be a bird. So, like, it's all got weird for me now. I get it. I've followed the story. I know where we are now. So I'm glad that you used to be a bird. I'm happy for you. I'll get you a bag of sesame seeds. You can go back to living a life as a non-human, non-bird again. At least we all know where you've come from. Your little granddaughter can grow up safe in the knowledge that her ancestors lived in nests. I hope you've saved up a little nest egg for...
Looking back,
Just forget it.
I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at
you were a bird.
Wangshun. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Who's the merchant? Was it so and so? Was it the Adeptus? It was the Adeptus.
What's wrong? Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence?
It's not a coincidence.
Tea pills concocted using the blood of an Adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself.
Well, how are you to know? You used to be a bird.
Where I was all along.
Bird might not make good decision.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock.
What? What's going on?
One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Is it a daughter?
Oh, wait! Paimon's confused!
Is it a daughter?
So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
How come you're a bird?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
Oh god, this is getting too much for me now. Please animate it. Animate it. If you don't animate it, I'm off. No? What's this? Alright, okay, this is better than animating it. I'm doing it myself. Okay, where am I? Oh, it's just me as a trial character. Oh, they want you to press this button.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Look at this place. Wangshun. Oh, I fell in. Oh no. That wasn't cool.
In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies. Glaring though they may have been, wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness.
I know.
As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation,
Little moustache. You put on a little moustache.
eventually decided to perform the deed oneself.
You just put on a little moustache.
One took great care to alter one's
She's got the little
features
moustache on.
and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn.
With a little moustache.
As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity.
Because of the moustache.
Showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition.
She can't remember she used to be a bird.
One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Heavy. Right, what's going on now then? Follow the memories to find the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Skyward.
There was a chest here. Yeah, was there a chest here? No chest here. There's a chest here. Magic Road. Love a bit of Magic Road. Happy with a bit of Magic Road. Magic Road, me? No?
Nevertheless,
Oh, don't jump
one
over
would
it.
speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with Adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost for the night.
Oh, it's going to make me sad and cry now, even though she was a bird. She's sat in there, she's in that house giving birth, and she remembered that her husband tried to create a barrier to protect her from the monsters. But of course, her master watched over her and came and cleared the monsters away. But she thought that her husband had created that barrier. And although her master didn't think her husband was up to much snuff with his exorcism skills, she came and protected them without telling anyone. Look.
Stray clouds converge.
Classic Genshin. Well played, Genshin. Well played.
Riveting.
Better be careful, actually. I don't have a healer.
Make way for the Adeptus.
I mean, that was cool. That was really cool.
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough.
Aww. Aww. Lovely dreams. Aww. Good old Genshin.
Skyward! Scatter! Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
I told you it was her, Crane.
Yeah! Skyward!
Yeah, here we are in Liyue now. Like Liyue in the past. Liyue in memory.
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one. Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuendai. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin Restaurant.
Of course you did.
One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe.
Bless.
Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Master, I must ask, if you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination. Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane.
Oh, wow.
If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
I suppose it might be better than being dead, but she's going to become a bird again?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Granny? Please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left. Please.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again. You and I. How's that sound?
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
You're turning Granny into a bird.
Shiryu.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
Oosh.
would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Madam Adeptus?
Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean, Master.
Chuyu, are you sure about this?
Yeah.
Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chin-chin and violet grass.
Yeah, that's true.
If you join them, you'll never enjoy Wanmin Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, Its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsang?
So she lost her granny, but she's gained an Adeptus master, so it's all working out nicely.
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuandai. They all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive.
She misses them.
Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
A sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this Suspensus Somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies. It might help you find a new perspective.
Thanks.
Awesome! Thanks, Cloud Retainer! Hey, didn't we promise Xingqiu that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
We're both here, look. We're both here. Mirror shot. I mean, I think that was solid gold Genshin. I think that was right up there with some of the best stuff they've done, really. Bless her. Little Shu Yu's going to... Well, she's not going to stay here, is she? She's going to go back to Liyue and live there, but she's now going to be the new... the new trainee of the Adeptus. Like, it means that this... Like, it's interesting because the characters themselves can't really develop. Like, this character's not going to grow up while I play the game. Like, she's always going to be in this sort of state. But character arcs are important, and my main character... There was a subtle nod towards my character arc during that sequence where there was that bit in my dream where I saw my twin, who I'm trying to find in the game. But this character has gone on a full arc. They were a crane. They were a crane. And actually, why is this one taller than that one? Anyway, they were a crane, and now they're a human, and now they're going to move to Liyue Harbor, and now they've got a new trainee. And like, there's like development going on there. It's good. And like the whole emotional pull to that was good, was solid. They worked it in, and I did say, you know, we meet this old lady at the restaurant, and this could go anywhere. Like, it didn't seem to be what the main part of the story was, and then it came in as a side thing, and then it became the big thing. And we've still got Lantern Rite to come. That's when Genshin does this right, though. Like the story mode there, like the character depth, like, 'cause it's all about the history of these people, really, wasn't it? And at one point she was a bird, like her nan was a bird. That was a bit weird, but yeah, I thought that was really good. Well done, Genshin Impact. I've got to wait for 2 days in the game before I can pick that up again. I can like make the game go fast. I can just make the game skip 2 days. But like what it would normally do is like you would start that story quest and then it would say come back in 2 days, literally, in real time. It won't, like, you know, it was released periodically. It wasn't released as one big thing all at once. So like it intends for you to take a break in between. And she also said, don't you want to go and see our old friend, tell him what happened. So I'll go and see our old friend and tell him what happened, if he's there.
Skyward! Scatter!
Certainly filled out, like, you know, I got this character because I already knew she was cool because she was the Heron Lady, and then she's been put in the game and she's the new character and she's cool. But it certainly filled out her as a character a lot more, doesn't it? Like they're not just well voice acted, like they're well acted and they're well written characters, a lot of them, with their backstories, personalities and stuff. And whilst I don't lean on that when I play the game a lot, as I said earlier, there's these story quests, and the reason these are all still on my list is because I haven't done them, because I don't tend to sort of get into the, like, there's a lot of listening to them talk there, and there's not a lot of playing the game really, but the story quests are an important facet of what Genshin has to offer, really. So getting to know these characters and their stories and the deeper lore and what's going on in the game, that's all there on offer if people want it. And I think it really does this thing, like Disney was the last company to really have this, I want to say, power. And I'm thinking that Genshin, Hoyoverse, whatever you call it, like maybe Genshin itself doesn't become this. They've got a new game out that's popular as well, but in some way I feel like this is almost a sort of, like, you know, you can learn about the character, you get to like the character, you get to know the character, like, there's a range, like a cast of different characters all in the same in universe, a bit like Disney, you know, these characters that Disney had, these main people that everyone, like, you had your different favourite ones, and these different stories all go on within this same universe here. But there was even a moment during that story where my main character, had a bird's land on her fingers, a lot like the early Disney Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There was a little echo to that there. And like the Disneyfication of it, meaning that it becomes this cohesive world. You know, I keep saying Genshin Impact theme park but you can sell everything from wigs to lunchboxes to, you know, anything. Like you tie in everything merchandise wise, and that's where the bigger money, like the game makes an awful lot of money though, but Disney films used to make an awful lot of money, but then they also make a lot of money on merchandise as well. So I think the company probably makes an awful lot of money on merchandise as well. It's just very impressive, like the scope and scale of it all, where it really, you know, these aspects of it. We could spend the rest of today doing story modes, and some of them would be equally compelling, and some of them won't be quite as good. But they try and create this, you know, structured, themed story mode around each character that you can choose to play. I've played it with some of the earlier characters because I cleaned off all of my quests, but I've let these build up again because they're my least favourite thing, really, listening to people do talking in a game. And some of them aren't as compelling, like I said, but that was a good one. I think they decided to put a lot of effort into that as well. Like, I really did think they've...
We mercs have one
I think it was a decision, especially with Lantern Rite, like I said, you know, looking out there in Liyue, if you've played this game and you love it, then you love this. like it's kind of special moment. In China, it's Chinese New Year on Saturday. And so that's reflected here in the game. This area of the game world is Liyue Harbor. This is China. Like this place is China. This place is Japan. Obviously, it's not really Japan, is it? But it's like Japan themed, isn't it? So, and this place is China themed. This place is Europe themed. So, China themed, and the people that make the game are Chinese. There's a lot of love gone into that. Like, that's all reflected here. Genshin is a happy place. Genshin is my happy place. Let's talk to Jinqui.
We meet again, dear friends. How did everything go?
Great! And it's all thanks to you!
He wanted to know.
Ah, I see. So the stories didn't get it right after all. Even though she was a celebrated heroine, she had to bear a heavy burden that most could not hope to understand. Thank goodness for the help of that Adeptus. At least she was able to recover what she had lost. Although I cannot claim to know exactly how their story will unfold from here, I trust the ending will be a happy one. Those united in a common purpose always find a way back to each other in the end. Thank you for helping me fill in the gaps. And don't worry, I'll keep this all to myself. It's not my story to tell, after all.
I wonder if she can see the kites here from Jinsa village.
Oosh, was that it? He just had a little bit of extra dialogue. I mean, he wanted us to come back and talk to him.
We meet again, dear.
Great!
And we just go over that with a little bit of dialogue. Fair enough.
Ah, I see. Thank goodness. Although I cannot. Thank you for helping.
And there he is. And we've got to wait for 2 days before we can... Which I suppose I will do then. I will just do this. Wait for 2 days. There's 2 days. It's kind of silly really, isn't it? But yeah, there you go. There's your 2 days. I can't get this damn cardboard box open. I didn't want to destroy it. I've destroyed the box now. There you go. Go to Liyue Harbor to see Xianyun. Where do you want me to go?
Yeah, skyward! Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life. I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Clow. Miss Xianyun, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several hundred years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see. passed down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
As families are wont to do.
Around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Master! Oh, it's you two again. Hello.
She's got a new dress on.
Shoo you! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could, not look yet, Master? Yeah, that'd be great.
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect their arrival?
Soon. Ah, there he is! Here, allow me to make
I was going to
some
say, it's going to be
introductions.
Zhongli or someone like that.
This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques.
And the local
Mr.
god.
Zhongli, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned
They're going to be
earlier.
big friends, aren't they?
If it isn't Miss Shenyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
Quite well, thank you.
They both know each other's secrets.
I was fortunate enough over the past few
They're both
days
playing
to
along.
enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest.
Bless
the
'em.
experiences left me with such insight and peace.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shenyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working together to kill me? I mean, you never know.
A preposterous accusation. The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shenyun, wait! I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion. Then, in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh, very well.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Okay, we're done now, yeah?
Zhongli!
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been doing well.
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant.
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. You get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Huh, hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is simple. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple-layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot. One has already passed word to Shenhe Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
That's agreeable. That's agreeable.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Thank you so much, Cloud Retainer.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is,
God.
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhongli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
I mean, that was 10 out of 10 Genshin. Really good, really, really good. What an amazing, amazing quest. Listening to Cloud Retainer and the granny and all that was really good. He just leaves us here again, like, you know, walk back up to your favourite place in the world. Here you are again. She's feeding the fish, there's no fish in there. No one tells her. She hadn't really got any bread in her hands either, but, you know, she's famous for it. This is my place over here. There's a doggy here, look. There isn't always a doggy here, is there? This is why I said, put me in the game, put me here, I'll just be sitting behind this tree. Just chilling behind this tree.